Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. We are back. We are cooking something sweet. Well, actually, it's not a cook, it's a preparation. So here's what we are cooking. It is called chocolate mousse pavlova nests. Here's what we need. Now it should make 10. However, in the time between this recipe being created and supermarkets, and we all know how everything's going up in value and down in volume, the pack of 10 meringue nests is now only a packet of 8. Same thing as on the thing, Woolworths brand. 10 Woolworths pavlova nests. There's only 8. So there we go. So we've got 2 less. And the other thing is the chocolate mousse. This one, 85-gram packet of magic chocolate mousse. I don't even know what that is. Some of these recipes are really old, but the concept's still the same. So you've just got to adapt to what you can get. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're in another country and you go to cook this, you might not even be able to get half of this stuff. So I thank you for watching anyway. So we've gone with the closest thing I could get, which was a 70-gram packet of Chef's Kitchen chocolate flavoured mousse. That looks good enough. So I figured if I'm down 2 nests and I'm down 15 grams. I'm not going to go buy 2 packets of nests, which is going to give me 6 too many, and 2 packets of this, which is going to give me too many. So we just make less, but that's okay though. So probably actually we'll have to cut the milk down in that case, because it's saying 2/3 of a cup of milk. Well, to make this one, it says I need a cup anyway, so I may just make this. I will make this as to specifications. So ingredients are as follows: 85-gram packet of magic chocolate mousse, or whatever you can get, 2/3 of a cup of milk. Don't use 2/3 of a cup of milk. Use whatever you need to make this, because if I do 2/3 of a cup, it says to use a cup for this, but then again, maybe I'm going to get a thicker mousse. I'll see how we look. I'll use the 2/3 of a cup, and just keep in mind that maybe I might need the rest of it. I'm thinking on my toes, by the way, here. We also need our 10 Woolworths pavlova nests, which, as I explained, there's only 8. Fresh berries to serve. I brought some raspberries a few days ago, and they've been in the fridge and they've had a little bit of a sweat. So they're currently, I've just popped them in water. I'm just going to cut the bad bits out. They're still fine. I'll get 8 out of that. And icing sugar to serve. So icing sugar to serve is just a dusting over the top. All right, you will also need an electric mixer and a bowl and a plate to put the meringues on. So I've decided, rather than a plate, because I don't have a really large plate, I've just got a baking dish, and I've just popped paper on it in case they start to melt. They shouldn't melt, but you know what I mean. And then they're not going to stick. So come on in, and we will sort this recipe out. So I've just had a look at the recipe. It says that you want it to be thick and glossy, so I guess that's why we're using less milk. So I'm going to stick with the 2/3 of a cup, because we're not making mousse, we're making mousse to go in this. So we're basically just using the chocolate powder to make the mousse. So we do want a thicker mousse. So in any recipe ever, if you want something thicker, you add less liquid. If you want it runnier, you add more liquid. So we will stick with the 2/3 of a cup. We'll see what that looks like. Anyway, I'm going to plug in the mixer, crack open the packet of meringue nests, and we're going to get ready to roll. As you know, I'd normally like to be more organised, but this morning I had to get up early to go to get my eyes checked. That's a whole story for another day. So basically I've had to have a nap to sort of catch up on sleep that I haven't had all week. And now it's time to cook because I do need something sweet for a nice treat. So mixer is ready. We are going to open up these little meringue nests. I think I've used these before. So they almost look like a little biscuit. They're very cute. Now we're going to pop these on this tray. It's funny because they call them nests, but they're not actually like hollowed out. I don't know. I didn't write the recipe. They should be yum. And I am going to refrigerate these, so the mousse should soak in a bit more. Should get 2 down the middle, hopefully. There we go. All right. Okay, so when we're all in, we'll set those aside. And next up, I'm just going to set the berries on there. So yeah, I've got to pick through the berries because I'll only need 8 anyway. Or 8.5, whatever's going. All right, so into the mixer, we need our 2/3 of a cup of milk. So I use the lactose-free long life light milk, but use whatever milk you want. Don't go out and buy special milk just for this recipe because I can reassure you, you end up having to use it all up or you end up throwing it out. So I'm sort of trying to avoid things like that in the future because there's such a waste of money when you have to turn around and throw things out. That's why I'm going to make the most of the raspberries. I know I only needed 8 anyway, so I will get 8 out of it and I will cut up the rest of them and use them for something else. Or I could freeze them. All right, so we're going to put the 2/3 of a cup of milk in the mixer. Now I'm going to actually have to take the mixer off the stand and hold it. Because this happens occasionally where it's like the beaters actually won't touch the bottom. Okay, I don't know. All right. So milk in the bowl, sprinkle the mixture over the top. And we're going to set this to low just to get it all mixed in, and then we're going to mix it for a few minutes on a higher speed. So once it's all mixed in, pop your mixer onto high speed, and you want to mix it for about 3 minutes until it's thick and glossy. And by thick and glossy, you will actually see what that means. So when you go to move the beaters up, it will actually stick to the beaters, much like when you make actual meringue. So far it's looking like that. So we do want the less liquid because, as I said, we're not making mousse, we're making a chocolate to go in the nests. A few more minutes and we'll be right. Okay, that is done. It's thick, it's glossy, it's good. All right, so just gonna scrape these off and then we're ready to roll. Grab yourself a big spoon And next up, we're just going to spoon the mousse onto the meringues. Just a bit onto each one. Yeah, it's that good it doesn't want to come off the spoon. You could do it, Mousse. You could do it. Get over it. Okay, it's definitely thick enough, so 10 out of 10 for that one. They're ready. Now what we're going to do is get some berries that look like berries, place them on top, and they're ready to go. I'd put them in the fridge for a while just to set, but if you want to serve them up now, go for gold. There is a little bit of mousse left over, so bags lick in the bowl. See you soon. And there we have it. Chocolate mousse pavlova nests. Hope you enjoy this very easy to prepare dessert. Stay tuned. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.